Welcome to Kyle Field in College Station, Texas. A couple of teams trying to stake their claim to being among the best in the country in this top 25 showdown we have in store. It's the Utah Utes and the Texas A&M Aggies. Reese Davis, David Pollack, and Jesse Palmer with you. Let's check in with our sideline reporter, Holly Rowe.
When you walk into Kyle Field in College Station, Texas, it is so dynamic. From the traditions, the cheering, the crowd in unison, it is straight up and down of electric Aggie pride. This is one of the most unique places you can ever watch a college football game, and we expect it to be just as loud and energetic here today. Back to you.
Thanks, Holly. Texas A&M about to boot it away to start this game. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. This is what we expected. This crowd ready to make its presence known. Rolls right. At the 35, he's open.
I just love this guy's instincts, right? When things aren't open right away, he never panics. He just understands the situation where he is on the field, and he's so confident in his own natural ability that he has the ability to run, go get the first down, keep this drive rolling.
They couldn't draw up a better way to start a drive, and now they've got it 1st and 10 from the 41. Move to his right. He'll pull it down. Knocked down after a pickup of maybe 2, and man, that pursuit, they had their hair on fire.
You know what I really like about games like this at this point in the season? You find out who you are. You find out whether you're going to stay in the race.
And who can step up and handle the challenge, right? This is easily one of the toughest games to date for both of these programs coming into this one. So there's a lot of eyeballs, David, on this game to find out who's mentally and emotionally the toughest.
Yeah, and we're going to point to this game as we get later in the year and big decisions are made. You've got a top 25 win. You beat them in the middle of the season, X, Y, and Z, so these are big for the resume.
Well, just nothing doing on that last run, and they knew coming into this one they were going to be challenged, right? This is one of the best defenses in all of college football. For them to have any shot, they're going to have to do a lot better running the football.
They'll come to the line at the 42, facing a 3rd and long. Looking downfield, it's Dampier. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
That is exactly how you set a tone when you're on defense, and especially when you're at home. If you can get them and force them into a punt early, keep that crowd going and involved, man, is it fun to play defense.
quick give. It's Owens. Across the 30 out to the 33 and gains 4 on the play. Guys, let's take a second here and think about Texas A&M. This is exactly how you want to start conference play. Early in the race for sure, but precisely the type of foundation you need to set.
And this is really the meat on the bone in the schedule, right? A lot of teams have out-of-conference games early in the season, but now is where it matters the most. You talk to any coach, they'll tell you, David, number 1 on the goal sheet.
Have the seam on the left. And he was off to the races, finally tripped up at the 36. They don't seem interested in inching the ball down the field. That big play sets him up. 1st and 10 from the 36. Making the adjustment on the play. On the ground, it's Edwards.
You definitely want to commit to the run game. You want to establish the run game. You want the defense to honor it. But if it doesn't work a little later down the road, you might think about airing that puppy out.
Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. They'll ride him again. Productive 4-yard gain there on the ground as he gets it down to the 31.
And runs like that are like body blows in a boxing match. 4, 5, 6-yard gains early turn into 20, 30, 40-yard gains later. They really wear down defenses, and they test their physicality.
Ball at the 31, 3rd and short coming. Defense trying to rise up. Reed shoots it to the left. Big hit, knocks the ball away, and it'll force him into a 4th down.
This is a point where you just got to be able to focus. And the critical down and distances in this game, like that 3rd down right there, when it's a good throw, you got to make the catch. You got to be able to make that play.
Fourth down, Reed. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. Oh, he's got some space. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception. So the first play of the drive, starting here from the 45. The secondary walks up on the line, showing press coverage. Defense might bring the house here. Buying time to his right. Knocked down after a pickup of maybe 2, and man, that pursuit, they had their hair on fire.
Well, you're making a positive out of a negative. And that time, quarterback, nice job buying time. He's trying to throw the football downfield, nothing there. So instead of throwing it away, getting the incomplete, just get what you can get and make this next down more manageable.
Ground to cover, and they need a chunk here on 2nd down. To the air, it's Dampier. Rushes on. Just not quite able to make the connection. It's incomplete.
And how nice is it to have the home crowd going absolutely bananas? Communication is harder. The snapping the football, everybody being on time. Man, this crowd really affecting the football.
The 12th man more than standing at the ready. They are bringing the heat on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Can't hang on after the hit, and it'll be 4th down. The Utes decide to punt it away. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. Solid punt, headed toward the sideline, trying to make it tough to return. We'll see what they can do on this drive that starts at the 16-yard line. on the option. Picked up maybe 3 on the play at 2nd and 7.
Nice job by this defense playing assignment football. Somebody has to have the quarterback, somebody has to have the pitch, and most importantly, when you get there, you got to get him on the ground. Nice job tackling by this defense.
Quarterback signaling to his guys. Reed. Moving out to the right. Takes a shot as he lets it go. Intercepted. A first-half turnover can swing momentum. He'll be stopped, but not before getting the football and picking up big yardage on the return. What a play there. Here comes the Utah offense to get this drive started. This offense has been stagnant so far. 1, 2, 3 kick the last time they had the ball, and this time really needing to get a score. Nowhere to go on that one. It'll bring up 2nd and 10.
You know, I really like this QB running the football because I know he's got a lot of speed, but he's not the biggest guy in the world. So he's not going to be able to break a lot of tackles. You really got to do a good job of trying to scheme ways to get him out in more space.
Oh, it goes right through his hands. They had everything set up on the screen except the catch. It'll be 3rd down. And now let's see if the offense can bail itself out after the 2nd down misfire. And they'll miss the connection here on 3rd down.
Well, this is a disappointing drive for the offense considering where this drive started in their opponent territory. Now you're 4th and long. You've got to be better throwing the football in those types of situations.
Splits the uprights. Good. And that'll put the first points of the game on the board. It's 3-0.
You've got to make the opponent pay for turning the football over. And while this team would have liked to have scored a touchdown off that pick, I think they're pretty happy getting the field goal.
Fielded in the end zone. It's Morrow. Gets it across the 20 to the 21, and not quite what he would have picked up just taking the touchback. Just enough time for one more snap before the end of the quarter. Running inside, it's Owens. And he's brought down after a solid gain, and we are done in the first quarter. They've switched into the field, and we're ready to get things started here in the second. The Aggies with myriad options after that big pickup on 1st down. Going to audible here. Let's see what they do. Rides to the back. Couldn't find a lane. A pickup of 1 to the 31.
That's why it's so important to have success on 1st and 2nd down. They're running the ball on 2nd down. You trust your O-line to get the job done. The running back does his. And now, with the positive play, you're setting up 3rd and inches.
And the Aggies are facing 3rd and inches. Throwing Reed. Fires to the big fella. He'll be dragged to the ground, but it'll be a 1st down.
Well, not down in distance, the quarterback's got to get rid of it so quickly, right? He knows the defense is going to be bearing down on him, so a nice job catching the gun snap and then turning and pivoting, getting it out of his hands quickly and accurately to pick up the 1st.
Creating some space, getting just enough good blocking, and they've got it up to the 47-yard line.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on 1st down, man, you are doing just that.
They give it back to it. Pulled down there, but they'll move the sticks, and it's a 1st down. foundation of Aggie football, built on toughness like that, running it like John David Crow back in the day.
And those Texas people are tough and rugged, and they wear their great outfits that you love to watch. But these Aggies, I think they're at their best when they got great running backs. And you've seen Spiller and A-Chain in recent history, finding those game breakers, those game busters that can make big plays.
Got 6 on first down. Now a lot of options on 2nd and 4. Here's Reed to throw. Buying a little time to his left. Nothing to do with the football, and he just throws it away. It'll be 3rd down.
We just have not seen this offense look very sharp so far in this game, running or throwing it. In the second half, throwing it specifically, I think they need to find a better rhythm. They've got to find a way to get some completions strung together.
Straight ahead, it's Owens. They stop him right there. They tried to convert with the run, and the defense was up for the challenge.
And this defense has got to be jacked up, man. They finally forced the 4th down, right? They've gotten a couple of first downs, got some things going, but I think it's decision time for this offense. And this D's got to do it one more time, right? They've got to get another play, a big 4th down stop here to get some of that momentum and get the football back.
Reed to throw for it on 4th. Looking to the big tight end. And he throws his 3rd pick of the day. His head has to be spinning. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
And the defender makes a great read, breaks on the football, and makes the big interception in the back end. And here's the thing, that's number 4 this season, so he's finding the football consistently.
Quarterback keeper. Oh, he just handled it poorly, and it's a fumble. Defense swarming on that loose ball. It'll be a turnover.
And, man, that is exactly what you want to do. When the quarterback runs the football, you want to be physical. You want him to feel you. You want to make sure you land on top of him, hit him hard. This defense, very physical. Get the football out, force the fumble, get the big play for the D.
This offense has really struggled, and I think you're just waiting for one play, one explosive play to happen to hopefully galvanize you a bit offensively. That's not the case, and there, they try to run the football in the first play of the drive, and it gets absolutely blown up for a loss.
After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. Quarterback changing the play. Reed. Out wide left, it's Armstrong. And that corner came in hot despite knowing that he was giving up some size. Down to 2 minutes to play in the half. The referee's signal for the 2-minute timeout.
Well, this tight end, he's got size and he's got some athleticism, and he's very difficult to cover one-on-one. Defense is going to have their hands full with him today.
3rd and long coming up. Looking to throw, it's Reed. Unloads to the wideout. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. And he'll haul it in and take it to the end zone. Touchdown, Texas A&M.
It was a really nice job on the route concept because they got the safety occupied, which opened up the deep middle of the field for the receiver on the post. He uses his speed. Nice job by the quarterback, putting it out in front of him. He makes the catch and then runs it into the end zone.
And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. Plenty of time to work, not any time to waste as they take over here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Motion from the wideout. Fresh center downs going to the air. Didn't have much of a choice there but to get rid of it.
And this offense has been completely one-dimensional. They have not been able to throw the football. Guys, they haven't thrown a completion yet. This quarterback has never been able to find himself into a rhythm. And if I'm the head coach, You got to ask yourself, how many more incompletions do I have to see until I make a switch at the position?
Second down, going to throw it. Fires quickly.
And quarterback dropping back, understanding I'm getting zone coverage. All I got to do is be a little bit patient, manipulate that defense a little bit. My wide receiver runs that drag, and I get the first down.
Got his man on the right. Could not make his way to the corner.
Listen, at this point, the end of the first half, you're trying to generate some points. First downs are the most important thing. So a really good job there converting on that third. I love the decision by the quarterback. You kind of wonder, though, are they going to want to be a bit more aggressive and maybe start taking some more shots and attack?
Got the first himself. And they exploited that soft spot, and they get it down to the 35.
And as a defensive guy, man, when you play a QB like this that will take off and run and has the speed to make you pay, it just limits what you can do. It limits the amount of coverages. It just makes you play a lot more hesitant. And you can see right there, man, the guy's got speed. Interested to see how this defense continues to attack this QB.
And as an offense, having success on a run play like that early in the game just opens up all of the possibilities of your playbook moving forward. Play action, running the ball, throwing the ball, screens, anything is at your disposal at this point.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Hit and stopped right there, not much on that pickup. Got to get to the line quickly for this third down play. Trying to squeak through the pile. A big stop from this defense as they force a fourth down and a decision coming right now. Timeout taken here by the Aggies. That'll be their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before the half. It's wise not to be too greedy, and they'll go ahead and send out the field goal unit. He's got it, showing off that big leg from 47 yards out.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but, man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
From deep, it's Morrow. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. Inside 30 seconds to play in the half. We'll see how aggressive they are on this drive. Keeping it on the ground inside. It's Owens. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. The give to the back. Oh, it gives him the tough stiff arm. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. They'll have just enough time to get 1 more snap before the half. Churns into the pile. And the defense makes the tackle, and that ought to do it here in the first half. We've played 2 quarters here and reached halftime, and we will now check in with Kevin Connors in the studio.
Guys, kind of the unofficial halfway point of the season. Week 8 and another exciting update from the EA Sports Desk. We begin our wraparound with ECU taking on the number 15 team, the Memphis Tigers. And it's the Pirates, able to escape with a 3-point victory. Talk about an upset. And that makes it 2 victories on the season. They're nowhere near their preseason goal, of course. So how they handle things from here will define this program. Here now a look at some other games of note, including a big upset inside the Big 12.
Keeps it on first down. At the 35, he's loose. There he goes. At the 30. Ready to try the point after. The kick is up and good and put one more on the lead. That kind of drive will boost your confidence. One play, hit the big pass, put a touchdown on the board. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. So the Utes are ready to begin this drive on offense. A quick pass to the left. Makes the grab, down immediately. He picks up a few.
It's a really nice job by the cornerback playing with his eyes. He sees the running back release out of the backfield, sees him get the ball. And this guy's tough. You know, there are a lot of corners out there that would try to submarine these rig running backs, and then they get hurdled. Not this guy. Good job getting the tackle, getting him on the ground.
On the move, it's Bray. He picks up maybe a couple before he stopped right at the 30-yard line.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
Moving the pocket, it's Dampier. And the big deflection on third down forces a fourth down.
This is a top 25 defense, guys. One of the best units in the entire country. They're so good situationally, and they understand.
It's a fake. That incompletion is an engraved... Oh, he picked it off. Turning it on. He's at the touchdown, Aggie. And they turn it into a defensive score. They are seizing control and taking away hope as they push out the lead in this Week 8 showdown.
Yeah, how about that, man? Fourth down, trying to go make a play, get this offense going, get it sparked, get some points on the board, and that couldn't have gone any worse. They throw the pick, and not only that, they return it all the way back for 6. That offense just shot themselves right in the foot.
And with the extra point, they move on top by 15. No chance at a return. Here they'll start this drive at their own 25. Utah has a back on the offense coming onto the field. The big thing now, don't get rattled by that last pick 6, David.
Nah, it was a big mistake. Obviously, the defense took advantage of it, but you got to put it behind you. Jesse, I'm sure you know a thing or two about throwing a pick 6 and how to rebound.
I believe I've only thrown one in my life, but yes, I do because of that singular instance. I'll say this. You can't let that play beat you twice. You got to go out and not try to get it all back here in one play. Just execute the offense.
Drops back on first down. Rolling to the right, trying to make something happen. Blasted as he lets it go.
And finally, the defense is able to get some pressure on this quarterback. They had been trying all game long, different ways to affect him, weren't able to get there. But on that play, because of the pressure, it affected his accuracy, and that's why the ball falls incomplete.
They'll move the wide receiver. Looking for a man. It's Dampier. Fires to the right. Got his man. Taken out of bounds after a good pickup there. They're in striking distance at the 37. And the Utes will hustle to the line.
A nice passing game by this offense. The quarterback and the receiver on the same page, in time, in rhythm, creates the big... And look at them. They're right back on the football, ready to run another play.
Got his man. And he's brought down after a nice gain. The Utes have it with a 1st and 10. From the red zone, he's going to throw it. Going for 6. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Utah! And now they'll empty the backfield for the 2-point try. They want to throw it. He's got it for the 2-point conversion, and now they're back to within 1 possession.
I like it. Nice execution. Catch the football. Get it out of your hand. Nice rhythm, nice timing for that 2-point conversion.
On the return, it's Morrow. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. Texas A&M has it back in the offense, ready to go to work. They just saw their lead cut in half, and now they'll try to answer. And the pressure gets him back at the 8-yard line.
And the defense is finally able to find an answer for this quarterback's legs. He's been killing them early in the game, already over 40 yards rushing. Here we are now, though, in the second half, and it looks like they've made a few adjustments. That time, they were able to get in the backfield, get to him, and bring him to the ground.
The Aggies with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. Reed buys time to his left. Makes the grab on the left. He's down right there, short gain on the grab.
Well, the defense playing zone coverage there. They're taking away all of the QB's primary options down the field, so he has to check it down to the drag running underneath.
This defense has kept them backed up. Now one more stop, and they can get off the field on 3rd and long. Wants to throw. It's Reed. Fires to the wideout. Perfect timing on the hit to keep him from making the grab, and the defense forces a 4th down.
This game just feels so different than it did in the first half. After that incompletion, now setting up 4th down, they only have a 1-possession lead. Things were looking so much better earlier in the game. They're going to have to get it together throwing the football if they want to win this game.
A little pressure on the coverage team there, and they'll stop him at the 47-yard line. Good field position to start this drive at their own 47. Quarterback run is part of their game plan. They didn't get a push at all on that one. It'll be no gain on the play.
Well, this quarterback has had a lot of success burning this defense with his legs. That time, though, there was nowhere to go. Give the defense credit. They won their one-on-ones up front. Tremendous speed getting to him and bringing him down for a TFL.
Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. Kept it on the ground, now they'll throw. Good job just to get rid of that one.
Things just not going as easy for this guy as they did his last game out. Last time he completed over 70% of his throws. This week, though, defense taking some throws away. They've made some plays. He just hasn't been quite spot on with his accuracy. He's going to have to play better.
Looking for a man. It's Dampier. Just a little off. Incomplete.
And you knew he was going to take a step back because you can't throw the ball for over 80% a season. Like, that's ridiculous. Last week he was on fire, but this week, man, he's freezing cold. And he's got to find something to get this offense going. But right now, just off target. Somebody needs to step up, make a play, and maybe get a spark for this offense.
And the Utes will call on their punt team. After that last fake, I think we know why he's a punter. He'll aim it toward the sideline to try to make it tough on the return team.
Dude, how about that boom? I mean, you talk about power. That dude just booted that thing halfway across the field, completely flipping the field position and getting it down inside the 10. That is a nice job by that punter.
First play of this drive comes from the 5-yard line. Leaves it with the back. And he's stopped right there. No gain on the play.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
Out wide right, it's Johnson. And that had all the makings of bug meat windshield. But how about the little corner taking on the big tight end and keeping him from getting the first?
They say tight ends are a quarterback's best friend in the pass game because think about it. The tight end's the guy lined up closest to the quarterback, which means generally those are the easiest throws a quarterback has. You saw it on that play.
Right down the middle. Serious arm strength on that third down pass, but it's incomplete.
And, man, you got to love the way the defense just took this field. Like, offense scores, cuts into the lead, and they had some juice, some energy, flying around, being physical, everybody getting to the football, and now forcing the punt and a chance to give the ball back to their offense to do some damage.
He's got great speed. Well, they finally stop him, but he found some running room on that return and really helps out his offense to start this drive. Handoff for Parker. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is. So the officials spy that face mask penalty, and the offense gets a first down. Time winding down in the quarter as they come to the line. A run for the quarterback. And he was able to work his way for just a few, and that will do it for the third quarter. And it looks as if we are ready to get things started here in the fourth quarter.
Utah, 14.
It'll be second down as we open the final stanza. From the gun, the ground game. Defense there to stop him after a gain of 3, but he is inside the 30 to the 29. The 12th man putting a stamp on this game right now and bringing it on third down. Dropping back, it's Dampier. Fires left. Misses badly on that one.
Oof, you got to be careful if you're the quarterback there. Third down, you see a lot of exotic coverages by the defense. That time they played zone. He tried to force that football into a real tiny window. He's lucky that one wasn't picked off.
Needs it here on fourth down. Makes a grab past the marker. And he's brought down, but they believe could convert the 4th down, and it paid off. Keeps it, looking for room. Oh, no, the ball popped out. Bounced right back to them. Relying on that running game as they threaten to pick up a 4 down to the 13.
Man, those are so frustrating when you're a defense and you swarm to the football and you stick the quarterback and you make him cough it up just to have the other team recover it again and you don't get it. Still a good stick, still a good physical play. Keep hitting that quarterback.
Hit and drop behind the line. He'll lose a yard.
I'll tell you, this defensive end, not only can he pass rush, but he can play the run as well. You see him beat the offensive lineman there trying to block him, get in the backfield to make that tackle for loss. That was impressive.
Big 3rd down in the red zone, and this crowd is getting behind this defense. They're all over it. Nothing there, and he just had to throw it away.
Man, they just couldn't find the hole. Down in the red zone, the field shrinks.
Now, wait just a second here. I don't see the kicker coming out. I think they're going to go for it here. Snapped on 4th down. Makes a catch. He's got enough for the 1st down, and they roll the dice and convert to keep this drive going.
All right, 4th quarter now, you're trailing, and the sense of urgency has to go up for everybody right now. At quarterback and wide receiver, you're going to have to hit some of these throws, David, to get back in this game.
Yeah, and when you got the lead on the other side, defense, I'm playing tight coverage, making them earn it. I want that clock to tick. And that was a really good play by the offense. Pretty good coverage by the defense, but I got to make them earn it all the way down the field.
They were all over it. The Utes come to the line in the hurry-up. Keeps it on the option. Touchdown, Utes! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
Man, it's so nice to have an offense that can do so many different things and attack you different ways. When you run the option the normal way with a running back, the defense knows how to play it. But how about this? The receiver out wide, now a little confusion. QB takes advantage and punches it in for 6.
Deep in the end zone, it's Morrill. They'll corral him and get him down at the 17-yard line on the return. The Aggies offense will have another go at it. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, hoping for better fortune this time around. Throwing Reed. Trying to make magic on the scramble. Defense falls on the ball. Going to be a turnover.
What a clutch stop for this defense. You get in the 4th quarter, you got to make those plays, get the ball back to your offense in a position now to go take the lead in this ball game.
1st down, operating in the red zone and doing it in a den of noise. They'll get him on the ground, but he takes it all the way down to the 10.
Defense, man, you got to go low and you got to chop that tree down, right? Go with the legs, take the legs out from underneath them so he can't continue to churn those puppies out and get extra yards after contact like he did there.
And the Utes trying to get a touchdown on 1st and goal. Parker again. He's brought down at the 7-yard line, and they are threatening to take it in.
If at first you don't succeed, try again. I wouldn't be surprised if they just turn around and hand it off to him again here on 2nd.
The clock stopped. 2 minutes left to play in this one. Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Caught. Touchdown, Utah! And they grab lead here in the fourth.
And they're able to score on a drive where they had to have it this late in the game, and they look to their playmaker on the outside to win that one-on-one matchup.
Big-time moments. Who do you trust as a quarterback? You could tell this was a big moment. He threw it to his big play wide receiver. He knew he would come down to it, and now the big play in the fourth quarter for the touchdown.
He stopped short of the 20 at the 19 and probably wishes he'd just taken the touchback. So they start this drive from inside their own 20 at the 19-yard line. Going to the ground. Tackled almost immediately. Not a whole lot on that one.
And that 2-minute drill, man, you're searching for those first downs. You got to find them. Sometimes it's a run. Sometimes it's a screen. Whatever it is, they choose to run the football here. Still time, but we're still in that hurry-up situation.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line 2nd and 7. Left side is Owens. That'll be good enough for a first down. They'll mark it at the 30.
Well, it's a nice play design there. You're getting the running back involved in the pass game. Quarterback gives it to him early so he can go to work upfield and get the first down.
Looking for room. It's Owens. Pushes ahead for 1. It's 2nd and 9.
The name of the game right now is getting yards and getting them in chunks. However you want to do that. I'm fine running the football, but you've got to be more productive than what we've seen on these last 2 plays.
Here's Reed to throw. Keeping his eyes downfield. He was hoping to get that thing down the sideline. They get him out of bounds at the 37.
And I feel like this defense is starting to pick up on this quarterback's MO. You've seen it, right? Like, time and time again, he is willing to scramble. He wants to carry the football, kind of apprehensive, maybe doesn't want to make a mistake. I'd love to see him maybe hang in that pocket just a little more and maybe make some plays down the field with his arm.
Well, I know it hasn't been a tremendous day statistically for this quarterback, but his decision-making has been good enough to win this game. Hasn't thrown a lot of TDs so far, but when things aren't open, he throws it away like on that play right there. He's not putting his team in a bad spot. That's why they still have a shot to walk out of here with a W.
He's brought down, but not before he picks up the first down on a gutsy call to keep this drive alive. Got to get everybody lined up quickly, time winding away, and they've got to push the ball down the field. Breaks into the open. They finally get him on the ground, but he's got an explosive play for the first down. Timeout taken here by the Aggies. That'll be their first. And they'll still have 2 timeouts left for the rest of this game. Most important part of a clutch drive, piece together some first downs, get in position, and here they are on 1st and 10. Caught.
Man, this quarterback is going to have to be deadly accurate here in this 2-minute situation, right? And that's really what he's had to be all game long. He hasn't had a lot of yards because the coverage has just been so tight. He's had to be pinpoint perfect. It's been hard just to find completions.
Fires deep toward the end zone. And he's got it. He's got it for a touchdown. And here in the final minute, they're a single point behind.
What a massive play by this offense. Man, you needed it. Great execution. Now kick the extra point, tie this football game up late, or do you go for 2? Do you go for the win? You try to take the lead. That is a you decision.
Reed. Stepping to the right. He makes the grab. The 2-point try is good, and they take the lead. They put together an 81-yard drive, and they cap things off with a scoring toss from 27 yards out. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Back to pass. It's Dampier. Finds his target. Out to the 36-yard line after gaining 10 on that one. Timeout is called by the offense. 16 seconds left in the game. Wants to throw one first. Fires to the big fella. Gets it to the 46-yard line. First down for this offense. The timeout stops the clock with 10 seconds to play. He's trying to get them set quickly. They have to get the ball into field goal range. Snap on first down, wants to throw. Finds his man. Still running at the 40. A huge play there, and they finally get him out of bounds at the 37.
Well, that's 3 throws on this drive and 3 completions and 3 first downs. And it's funny, talking to the offensive coordinator during the week, he said, hey, if my head coach would let me do it, I'd throw the ball 100 times a game. I wouldn't even run it because of how much I trust this quarterback to do the right thing. And that's exactly what's happening on this drive.
This will be the last play of the game and the last chance they have maybe to win it at the gun. Might have picked up a couple on that one before he was knocked down. Timeout is called with just 2 seconds left to go. All the plays, all the plans, all the schemes, and it will be decided on this kick. Timeout is called with just 2 seconds left to go. The line of scrimmage is the 34. That means a 51-yard field goal attempt with a chance to win the game. Needed a little more rotational power to bang that one through the uprights, and he couldn't quite get it there. With the win today, they're now bowl eligible, and that's certainly worth celebrating, at least to some degree, wouldn't you say, guys?
Yeah, listen, at the start of the year, there are a lot of goals that get put up on the blackboard. Reaching a bowl game is one of them. So now you can go ahead and check that off. But if you're this football team, you're not celebrating that tonight. You're looking to build on this win moving ahead because they've got bigger goals down the road, David.
They do, and they've shown you some good flashes throughout the season, man. Some moments that really say this team could be really, really good. And so I think you continue to improve. You know